Are you?
But if you guys will all please get off the stage, we got more stuff going on. It's not over, although that was definitely a peak.
From Enzo.
Oh, amazing.
So thanks everybody for your patience.
I work with a lot of fun.
The reason that we could actually do that.
I got from Enzo. I asked Enzo, do you have any ideas of who I should?
Excuse me, guys.
Even before.
Ben, take your crowd and move.
Yeah,
Get off the stage.
So many good sound bites from you.
So, okay, so I'm having a little crowd control problem over here. But
thank you so much.
One of the best things going on right now. Do you guys need to get a room?
Sorry, we're getting off.
This is what happens with blockchain people. They get very excited.
My wife's trying to keep a check for it too.
Oh, sure, yeah. Great, thank you.
You grew up in Westchester? Have a Polish?
Okay.
Is that the same?
I'll connect you. All right.
Okay.
We're not next.
No, you're next.
I would love to chat with you. Yeah, I would love that. Awesome. Yeah.
I don't have a card, but a lot of people need your card.
Oh, yeah. I'm working with a lot of funds that are trying to, before they jump in, to get things cleaned up and figured out.
Okay, so Peter Frigeau isn't going to make it today, so I gave his time to to the blockchain panel since people seem to be liking it.
Run over
If the blockchain people will please go to the coffee break room outside, that'd be great.
It's to communicate.
The city of New Orleans has decided that they are going to become a healthcare innovation capital of the world, and to do so, they have engaged the New Orleans Business Alliance to make that happen. So, while I go get these guys out of the room, Sally Lindsay from the New Orleans Business Alliance, thank you for coming. Come on upstage here. She's been a fantastic supporter and partner in New Orleans, and we're very excited to have them here today. And she's going to tell you all about what they're doing, how they're doing, and how they're building momentum for an entire city around healthcare innovation. So, take it away, Sally.
Yeah, and if you bear with me, I promise this will come back to blockchain in the end, so you can hold me to it. First off, hello everyone. It's great to be here at the MedStarter Momentum Challenge. My name is Sally Lindsay. I'm going to keep this pretty casual, but I work at the New Orleans Business Alliance, which functionally serves as the economic development wing for the city of New Orleans. So we're a public-private partnership that represents the economic interests of our city and works to diversify our economy and create jobs and opportunities for our citizens. And we're really excited to have the opportunity to work with MedStarter. And so, you know, MedStarter hosts a bunch of different competitions online, and our New Orleans Health Innovators Challenge is live right now. We are using this opportunity as a way to really drive innovation and growth within our city. And so we were really excited to engage with MedStarter because, as you all know, MedStarter is a community that gathers so much potential within it. There are amazing startups, there's amazing entrepreneurs, and there's an amazing amount of opportunity embedded within this really powerful community. And so when we were thinking about our strategy of how we wanted to grow health and biotech within New Orleans, we first thought about these companies and the potential that they have to transform the lives of patients. So I'm sure when many of you guys think of New Orleans, you think of the best food, the best drinks, the best culture, the best music. But one of the things that we're not the best at is health outcomes for our population. And in New Orleans, we have a history of looking at challenges as opportunities to grow and get better and improve. And so we thought of all of the potential in these startups and in these health tech companies to really make a lasting impact on our patient population in Louisiana. And that, first and foremost, is our priority in having and hosting the New Orleans Health Innovators Challenge. But the other thing we are thinking about is these are incredible companies, and with that comes a different type of potential, an economic potential. And so if you turn the time back a few decades, Austin was just another city that, you know, was really business friendly, very innovative, very high contact, lots of connections being built every day, but it wasn't the tech powerhouse that it is today. One of those transformative moments was when Dell went public. And there's a term called the Dellionaires, which was because when Dell went public, it created 2,700 millionaires. And so this really kickstarted this rapid tech boom that we've seen in Austin that now mirrors that of New York and San Francisco. And that sort of success is something that we're trying to, replicate and surpass in New Orleans. And we truly believe that these companies that are existent on the MedStarter platform have the opportunity to be the next great IPO. And if you look at records for the last year, 38% of IPOs have been done by healthcare organizations and companies. 18% have been done by technology companies. And so here we have this great nexus of a huge amount of investment and potential driving this theme. And in New Orleans, we really have the evidence to show that relocating your company, doing business in New Orleans, has a proven track record of success. Not only does New Orleans have 2 medical schools, which is true of only 15 cities across the country, but we also have 9 institutions of higher education. We have a really, really talented and powerful workforce. Some of you guys may have heard about some of the incredible expansion opportunities that are also happening within New Orleans. In the past few years, we have had 2 brand new medical facilities, both valued over $1 billion, including a brand new VA hospital. We have incredible opportunities in terms of connecting to different health partners and providers throughout the city. And on top of that, Louisiana actually has the most competitive software incentives in the country. For every dollar you spend on payroll, you can get back 25 to 35 cents, which is major if you're factoring that against salaries that you would pay for similar professionals in Austin or San Francisco or New York. And so when we're thinking about the strengths that we have inherently in our city, we really believe these to be marketable. And on top of that, we're a very high contact society. While you may struggle to get important meetings in New York City, and you may send a million emails and send a million pitches, it can be really hard to get in the right room with the right person. However, not only do we have incredible healthcare partners within our city, but they're all one introduction away from taking an appointment, from listening to your time, listening to your ideas, and really the New Orleans Health Innovators Challenge is an effort to accelerate those connections and really make them worthwhile. Some of the other great assets that we have in New Orleans, in addition to the great food and culture and work-life balance, is we have exceptional accelerator programs, amazing resources for startups, and great accelerators and co-working spaces in a really entrepreneurial, open environment that really is conducive to business. And if you think about the way that MedStarter works, is that, yes, it's inherently online. And you can grow your company online. You can submit to competitions. But really, place has a huge amount of influence for the growth of your company. Because it's all about the connections we're building, the introductions we can make, the pitches we're able to present. And thinking consciously about where you're positioning yourself really will influence you down the road about your ability to grow. And we're confident that not only for all the reasons I just listed above, that New Orleans is an exceptional place to do business and to do digital health. And when we were thinking about how we're going to build out this MedStarter Challenge and make it really unique and use it as an opportunity to showcase the economic opportunities in New Orleans, we thought about how can we build this into the prize package? How can we show all of you that, seeing is believing, come to New Orleans and you'll be amazed. And so our challenge is right now live. It closes applications on January 15th, but our finale event is going to be happening in March. And it's going to be happening alongside New Orleans Entrepreneur Week, which is the most exciting week to be in startup culture in New Orleans. The whole city is vibrant and alive, and our finale event is going to be taking place during this time. But we're going one step further. In addition to having an opportunity to pitch and share your ideas with this really receptive audience, we're also building in an assets tour in which you'll have an opportunity to see all of these things that I just delineated for you, all the co-working spaces, investment opportunities, and accelerator programs, and really get to understand who are the partners and players in the New Orleans ecosystem and hear how invested they are in your ideas. And so this is a really holistic package, but there's even more than that. So we've actually built these incredible New Orleans assets into our prize package. So we have 3 different themes that are running around our challenges, and they have unique prize packages, including free co-working space for several months for you and your team, business consulting services, including legal services, software. We have spots on accelerator programs, in particular Propeller, which is an incredible social impact-minded accelerator program based out of New Orleans. And we also have $36,000 in prize money, if that's not enough. So there really is a ton of great opportunities embedded with this MedStarter Challenge and with the New Orleans Health Innovators competition. And so we really, really encourage you to give New Orleans a second thought and think about really what your company could look like in New Orleans, how it could thrive, and how you can really position yourself to be the next great healthcare solution. We have 3 different themes that are present for our competition. I'm going to spend a second just walking you through them. And this, I guess, is sort of where the ask comes in. So many of you guys are entrepreneurs who have startups. If this is relevant to a company that you run, definitely apply. And if this brings to mind any friends, any colleagues, anyone that you've met who may also be a relevant fit for this startup challenge, please share this with them. I have a bunch of handouts that are up at the front of the room, and you can feel free to grab those as well. But our 3 challenges are presented by different healthcare leaders. And one of the really great things is that this is a needs-first approach. So instead of having to make these pitches blind and in the dark, these are areas that these healthcare leaders have already delineated as areas of innovation that they want to invest in, that they want to spend their time and energy to pursue. And so the first is presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Louisiana and Ochsner Health System. And they're looking for digital solutions to help with diabetes care management. And this includes, dealing with all of the behavioral changes, all of the dietary changes, and really anything that can help them track the patient and the outcomes of managing diabetes. So that's the first challenge. And our second one, which I guess we're getting on the board, is presented by HCA Tulane. And HCA Tulane is looking for a digital solution to help with the navigation of hospitals. And so this is a pretty broad statement and is applicable to a lot of different opportunities that your startups may have touched. So it can be anything from connecting all of a patient's caregivers, whether that be the hospital, the surgeon, the primary care physician, post-acute care. It's also around connecting patients to different resources in terms of clinical trials or different communities that could help them with their care in the long term. And our third and final, and as I said, it would connect back to blockchain, is proposed by the Lafayette General Foundation. And the Lafayette General Foundation is looking for a solution for interoperability for their data, including accessing, storing, and communicating in securing their data. And so they're looking for different technologies, including blockchain. So if you know any startups that might be a good fit for this healthcare provider, this is exactly what we were just talking about. You need the providers to be receptive, and right here is an example of an amazing organization that's really invested in bringing in blockchain into their organizational goals and innovation. So really, I think seeing is believing. I hope that all of you will join us during New Orleans Entrepreneur Week to not only see the amazing ideas that come out of the MedStarter community, but really can be inspired and wowed by New Orleans. It's more than just your preconceived notions and your mental maps of Bourbon Street and Mardi Gras. There's so much more that this city has to offer. And as somebody who just moved down there from New York City, I can say, I promise you will enjoy yourself and learn a lot and be amazed by the resources that we have for startups in our communities. So please spread the word, share the word, and think about how your position not only can empower your company to grow, but can also influence the place around you. So help us reposition New Orleans to be the best place for digital health startups, and we look forward to reading your application. So thanks so much.
Thank you, Sally. Awesome. Good job.
Thanks, Alex.
So really, really fantastic. And actually, Sally is responsible for bringing in a lot, and Lewis, who's here as well, for bringing in the hospitals in the city of New Orleans. Really exciting stuff. We're very happy to have you guys behind that initiative. It's fantastic.